Hello everybody, Old Guy Jammin' here. We are looking inside the orange Brent Hines, and then I've got a question for you. It's not particularly unusual, not as pretty as some of the Egnator stuff, but certainly better put together than some of the Black Star stuff. Input, rectifier, filter caps, fast blow fuse. There's a hum adjustment, hum balance back here, but I don't see any trim pots or things for bias control. I had read that this was a plug and play when it comes to regarding the tubes, when it comes to replacing your power tubes. Got an EL84 right back there, another one right back there. V1, V2, those sockets are mounted to the chassis on the other side. We put our valves in from the other side, the top. You take the top shell off to get to the valves. Very nice. But this is the inside. And my question to you is developing a bright switch for this somewhat dark clean channel. It's called the natural channel right here. And I'll flip this around now that you see where we are, and there's C33. That goes from the trace you see on the right, and it disappears under this pot, and it goes to the middle contact, or the wiper goes to the middle leg of that pot. And I'm just wondering if a guy could detach the pot side of that cap. I think it's I would assume it's the AC coupling capacitor. It's right there. And it dies under that cap, probably connected to R35 right there. I haven't been able to find any schematics for this. It's kind of hard to see. I haven't spent too much time looking at it. It would be a job to get in there because you'd have to take this whole board completely out to really do justice to working on it. So you'd have to take this input-output board out and then remove all the pot nuts and pull that out. But it's got an input cap, AC coupling right there. Here's another one for our gain on the dirty channel. Actually, that's the gain on the dirty channel, and then down here is the volume for the dirty channel. Is that right? Yeah. All right. So, if anybody has some suggestions, or if you have a schematic for this, that'd be great. But I don't know why you couldn't pull up one side of that AC cap coupling capacitor and then have a switch that in the normal position goes through just like it normally would, but then when you flick the switch, you have the signal go through a like a 220 cap or a 47, 470, some sort of capacitor to block some of those loads and just let the highs through. Anything wrong with that? Like start with a 470 capacitor and then maybe try this 220 microfarad capacitor to give us a bright switch. Would that be so hard? I don't know. Otherwise, it looks nice and neat in here. Very nicely done. Everything that should be glued down is glued down. There's a little bit of dust inside, but for the most part, it's very nice. Nicely tied together, fairly simple, not a lot of integrated circuits. In fact, I don't see any integrated circuits like you might find in a Black Star or a Marshall. The Marshall's full of them, but I think that has a lot to do with the MIDI controls. All right, so let me know if you got any tips or helps. I'd appreciate it. Old Guy is out.